Darkcast Network. The light shines brightest on our indie podcasts.
Actually, how was your week, man?
Okay, so I basically on Friday was the day that I was like, I need to publish this newspaper. Right?
Yeah.
So I on Friday I interviewed Christina Thompson.
Yeah.
On Thursday. Mm-hmm. And I interviewed a doctor about endometriosis on Tuesday. So I was like, okay. I was trying to get the interviews done before Thursday because I knew Thursday was the day that I was going to have to do all of my designing and all of my finish, like any of the articles that I didn't finish. Mm-hmm. So I did my interview with Christina, and then I started doing something else. I forgot what I was doing. And so then, like, at 6 p.m., I was like, damn it, I need to write this. Because I still hadn't written the endometriosis one yet. So I wrote the article, like, at 6 p.m.
Does she have endometriosis?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
I didn't finish until midnight when I finally, like, got in the bed. I said, okay, in the morning, I'll get up, I'll finish everything, I'll do the layout, and then I can publish, right? So Friday, I wake up late. I wake up at like 10:30. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, why the hell? Because I didn't go to sleep until like after midnight. And plus I was having cramps. I was having all kinds of issues. So I was like, this is just, nothing is working out the way I want it to.
You know what's funny? I think we're in sync.
Possibly.
Because I started like on Friday and I'm not very happy about it.
Yeah, I started on, what is today? Sunday? Thursday.
Mm-hmm. I think we're in sync. We haven't been in sync in a really long time.
So, yeah. And I was just like,
blood sisters.
This is... How about biological sisters?
That too. That's the same thing.
Yeah, so I woke up late on Friday and I tried to, do all my laying out and stuff. But the freaking article was so long and I was trying to do an 8-page layout, but I was like, you know what? I got so tired on Friday that I was like, you know what? Screw this. Actually, on yesterday, I decided to cut it down to 4. I was like, I have enough content, actual content, to do 4 good pages. Mm-hmm. So, finally published yesterday. So, the newspapers should be delivered by Friday this week. I'm going to distribute them to doctors' offices, dental offices, because those are the people that I'm targeting for ads. But I'm also going to put them in, like, the free spaces where, like, at Albertsons. And then I'm going to reach out to other, like, businesses, like, places that would, need, like, reading materials in their waiting rooms or just, their counters or whatever. Because everybody's a potential advertiser, but my preferred advertiser would be medical offices and dental offices, providers, even massage therapists, massage, spas, mm-hmm. because they offer services, the type of services that I'm writing about. So how was your week and weekend?
I thought you never asked. My week is fine. It's just been busy. I feel like it's been a really long week. But busy. I have like 3 jobs, or 4. I feel like I think I have 4 jobs. I think I do.
Okay, and what are they?
My full-time job. Mm-hmm. In real life.
my real life job that I go to every day to get paid.
Yeah, the real life job, benefits, insurance, a check you can count on.
Right. And then, of course, the reliable income.
Yeah, of course, Beauty's Biscuits, so that the Pamper Pooch Day was a hit.
Did you go?
No,
I didn't go either.
I did not go. I had stuff to do on Wednesday. I couldn't. I got that, my Rodan and Fields. That's, and then podcasting. I've got 4 jobs. But listen to this.
Okay, are you Jamaican?
Girl, because I feel like it sometimes. Irie. Anyway, today, we're all in Target, and like I told you, I can't go to Target with Grandma and my girls.
You went to Target? I thought you guys went to like Albertsons.
No, we went to Target because I didn't want to go to Walmart because today's the 3rd of the month.
Yeah.
And I was like, no.
Everybody has their checks.
So I was like, F this, let's just go in Target. Mm-hmm. And Target wasn't that bad. It was a little busy, but not too bad. But I was just on edge. I'm like, okay, Grandma, come on. Move along. Okay, we're good. She's walking slow. I'm like staring at people honking at us, like walking across the street. I'm like, don't make
people were honking.
I'm just saying, like, one dude was an ass. I'm just like, don't make me kill you in front of my
honk at
family.
Old people,
right? Exactly. Or maybe I was in the car. I don't know. But we're in Target, and Kendall wasn't paying attention, and like she was just here, there, everywhere. I was like, girl, calm down. I was just at my wit's end. So we're checking out, and there's a lady in front of me. She's paying. She's done, and she's walking away. Right? Kendall is like in my way, and I was like, oh my God, move.
And the lady that you were talking to her.
Oh my God, she turned back and looked at me. I was like, oh my God, I'm not talking to you, I'm so sorry. I'm talking to this one over here. She's like, I understand, I have kids. And I was like, I would have been like such a bitch if I was like, okay, move! Like yelling at her to move her ass, you know?
She would have been like, excuse
me?
me?
Oh my God, if I would have really said that to a person and meant it, I would have been such an asshole, and I would have been so embarrassed of myself for yelling at somebody, you know? I just thought that was hilarious because it seemed like I was yelling at her. Move!
The lady's probably like, excuse
like, this
me,
bitch, I'm gonna beat her ass in Target. Anyway,
she said,
that was it.
It's okay, I have kids.
She's like, I understand I have kids. Because Kendall was just like, I'd seen her in the store a few times.
Kendall takes her time anyway.
Oh my God, I can't.
Her head is always in the clouds when she's
I can't.
Like, out in public. Yeah.
I can't. Like, she's gonna be 10 this year, and I just can't anymore. It's just...
You can't.
I just can't with her. I just can't. Anyway... So, I am Sunny Hepburn.
And I'm Brandy Fleeks.
And this is Book of Lies, the podcast.
Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun.
All right.
So, yes, today we're talking about Elizabeth Holmes of Theranos, the fake blood testing company that basically screwed a lot of people and... wasn't a viable company as far as their
it was a real company.
Yeah, it was real.
But I
said viable, not
lied about the actual functionality and accuracy, and
they lied about the capabilities of this tech.
They lied about everything.
Yes. And okay. Before we get started, here's
from
my
the beginning.
I know she had good intentions, okay? She had good intentions.
She had a great idea. At
first she had good intentions. I get it. People don't want to get, stuck with needles. Nobody does. Except heroin addicts.
Let's tell people what Theranos is.
Hold on.
Okay.
But she let her ambition get the best of her.
I think I know why she was so ambitious, but that's just hearsay.
All right. So, Elizabeth Holmes, she was born in Washington, D.C. on February 3rd, 1984. So, yes, she's another damn millennial. And her father, which I think is so funny, was a vice president of Enron.
Right. Yes.
And you know what happened to Enron. If you don't... Actually, we should talk about Enron at another time.
For sure.
But he wasn't among the Enron people when everything went down at that company. So, he was also like he was like a I think he was a doctor and like had all kinds of
well, the thing is their family comes from money.
Yeah, but he
I don't think he was
a prestigious person.
I don't think he was a doctor. He was a vice president at Enron. But he was not a doctor or anything like that.
Well, he had his hand in a lot of things. He held high positions in a lot of companies.
Of course. USAID, the EPA, and USPDA.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So, and she grows up, and her family, she learns Mandarin at a young age.
Yes, she does.
Learns Mandarin at a young age. Her parents
Ni
hire
hao.
an in-home teacher for her to learn Mandarin. So she, you know, they had good high hopes for their daughter, and she had told her dad that she was going to invent a time machine.
Yeah. So here's the thing. So
when she was 9.
When she was 9. She's a very young girl. She's very ambitious. She is, you know, the American girl or whatever. Blonde hair, blue eyes, big blue eyes that everybody could not stop fucking talking about. So when you're a kid, and
Blue-eyed devil.
No, just fine. When you're a kid, and you're like, oh, what do you want to do when you grow up? She said, I want to be a billionaire. And then she wants to invent something.
That the world has never seen.
That the world has never seen. No. And she wants to create a time machine. Her mom's like, oh, she had these blueprints for a time machine. Great. Tell your kids they can do anything, but inventing a fucking time machine.
You know what, though? That's why people, like, have such low opinions of millennials, because they're taught you can do whatever you want.
You can do anything. You can do whatever you want. You watched Trigger Warning with Killer Mike, and he told them little kids, he was like, no, you can't.
You can't be president.
You can't be president. Let's be real. And I'm not saying
be a plumber.
Be a plumber.
Get a trade.
Be a contractor.
Yeah. But that's true. Everybody should learn a trade.
Learn something so you have some skills.
You have something to fall back on.
Right. You don't have to depend on the man. But her family was like, do whatever you want. You can do anything. Well, the sky's the limit, boo-boo.
Fucking millennials.
Do you. So she has this in her head, and she continues on in life with this. So go ahead. I didn't mean to interject.
Okay. So she attends Stanford and with a major in chemical engineering, right?
Right.
And after her freshman year, she fucking drops out. She goes to work at the Singapore Genome Institute testing for fucking SARS, right?
Oh.
So, yeah. And at 19, she decides that she wants to start, you know, this company. I forgot what the original name of the company was, but it eventually became Theranos.
Well, it's a mixture of therapy and diagnosis comes Theranos.
Right, but the first original name wasn't Theranos.
I know. I'm just telling you where we are now. Therapy and therapy.
Thanos.
Thanos. Fucking glove your gauntlet. Therapy and diagnosis.
Yeah.
I want to say Thanos now. Can we just call it Thanos?
No.
Theranos.
It's Theranos.
Well, apparently she says she had this idea. She's in class. She has this idea, and she starts telling everybody about it. She starts talking to like it was a female teacher in her.
Phyllis Gardner, one of her professors.
One of her professors. She pitches her idea she wants to create this arm patch that goes around your arm, and it just inserts. Sounds like 1,000 needles into your arm. Honestly, tiny, tiny needles into your arm to draw blood and also to insert antibiotics.
Right. It's called a microfluidic patch.
A microfluidic patch.
And it basically, it tests for, so it actually takes blood from you, tests for infectious disease.
Right.
And it also administers antibiotics.
Correct. And the lady's like, ha, bitch, that's not going to work.
I don't think she said exactly.
She didn't say that. Okay.
But she was like, that is not going to work.
Tongue in cheek. But it's not going to work.
That's why, like, hello, you have to take, either you take pills or you get a freaking IV bag of antibiotics.
Right. It's not going to work.
And the ones that, like, the heavy duty antibiotics come in an IV.
Exactly. And that's what she said. So then Elizabeth is like, okay. And she's staring at her.
Right.
Staring at her, unblinking.
Like,
bitch,
no, you didn't just say I can't do it.
So she moves on to the next teacher. Someone who's going to listen to her. Mm-hmm. A man. And so she goes and she talks to one of her teachers and she pitches this idea and he thinks it's brilliant.
It's totally brilliant.
This is a brilliant idea, Elizabeth. You're an innovator. Oh my gosh.
Here's my question. Just throwing it out here. If this was possible, don't we think it would already have been tried and invented?
She's an innovator. She's gonna change the world. That was her goal, to change the world.
They can do a finger stick to test your blood sugar. So obviously somebody has already thought of something like this, but the capability is just not there yet.
Exactly, and that's the issue. So he's on board. He's like, this is a great idea. So he introduces her to some people sitting on like the Stanford board, affluent people in Stanford and Palo Alto, in that area, in freaking Silicon Valley. That's where they are, in Silicon Valley and Stanford. So there's a lot of innovators, there's lots of VCs. So she says that she left school because she started this business.
And she kept thinking about it. I didn't go to any...
She didn't go to classes.
I didn't go to any classes, so all I did was just, think about it and work on this idea.
Right. And she was just meeting with a bunch of VCs, venture capitalists, and she was just like, I just dropped out of school because that's what I was doing.
I didn't intend to drop out.
My goal
wasn't.
Okay, so
let's talk about her voice.
Let's go back. Hold on. First of all, let's talk about the fact that she has no medical background.
None.
She has no scientific background other than her, the studies that she did for a fucking year. And your first year in college, you're doing GEs.
You're doing general education.
So you're not actually doing anything.
Nothing.
Maybe at Stanford it's different. You do your GEs after you do your core curriculum, but probably not.
Probably not. She's a fucking freshman. She completes freshman year, and guess what? You're dumb as shit as a freshman. I was a dumb shit as a freshman.
Mm-hmm. And she has no business experience. So there's those three things.
But
right?
she speaks very confidently.
Mm-hmm.
She's apparently she's very intelligent, but she knows how to speak intelligent. She uses large words. She has, a big vocabulary.
Do you think that she studied neurolinguistic programming?
I don't know what that is.
Okay. Neurolinguistic programming is a technique that they teach salespeople to sell stuff better. So they teach you to say things that your potential customer wants to hear. They don't say... when she was doing her... We'll get there.
I think you're very right about that. So I'm a salesperson. If you guys did not know about me, Sunny, I am a salesperson. I've been a salesperson for the last 1,000 years of my life.
1,000 years? Damn, you're a vampire.
I'm a fucking vampire. I'm immortal. But I get that. It's like you have an agenda. And you're talking to somebody and you're finding out what drives them. You're finding out what interests them. And she is playing on healthcare.
And she actually played on my uncle was diagnosed with skin cancer.
Yes.
And he didn't have time, and so nobody should have to lose a person.
No one should have to lose anybody.
And
she plays on those heartstrings, and she is dealing with a lot of men. I'm not saying that is an issue, but she's an attractive girl. I mean, she's not ugly. I wouldn't kick her out of bed or whatever.
I totally would, but okay.
I mean, seeing her and how crazy she looks for sure. But she's attractive. Mm-hmm. She's beautiful. She's smart. And apparently she's very poised. Is that the word, poised? So she would, carry herself like a ballerina, they say, and she was just very composed and, didn't overreact or whatever.
Okay.
So a lot of men would listen to her because she had something of intelligence to say. She had something that they somewhat were interested in, and she had groundbreaking technology, and this was a fucking game changer. So I feel like in Silicon, they were looking for the next thing. They were looking for the next
Steve Jobs.
The next Steve Jobs. Oh,
and that's what they were calling her. But okay. So for this blood thing, right? So it's basically supposed to reduce the need for intravenous blood draws.
Right, that's the point.
She said that the blood, basically from a drop of blood, they would run it through a biochip that separates out this little tiny minuscule amount of blood. It separates out the cells, it separates out everything, and it tests for dozens, if not hundreds of...
200.
Yeah. Hundreds of... infectious diseases and so cancer, STDs, fucking the flu, whatever.
Yeah.
So
cancer, STDs,
which again,
diabetic,
a chip. I don't think so.
But that's the thing. It's like you're like, oh, what? I hate getting my blood drawn. Nobody likes needles. It's obnoxious. So when they're like, oh, well, she's selling this dream and this idea,
pipe dream.
It's a pipe dream that she has this technology that you can just take a finger prick. It's going to take the blood, and all the tests you need are done. And so
from your finger,
which
I think is hilarious. Anyway, so in 2004, she incorporated Theranos. It becomes incorporated. It's actually a fucking business, a corporate, not even a business, not a small business, a fucking corporation.
Yeah. I want you to sit on my board. That's what she said to a lot of fuckers.
Oh my God.
I want you on my board.
Check it out. She didn't ask any doctors to sit on her board.
No.
So she started modeling herself after Steve Jobs. wearing black turtlenecks, and she started to speak in that fucking voice. I am Elizabeth Holmes, and we have this technology that will eliminate the need for intravenous blood draws. We can test your blood with a prick of a finger. Blah blah blah.
Wow. Well, that sounds great. Let's talk. Anyway, let's talk about her obsession with Steve Jobs. So she's in the Bay Area. She's in Palo Alto. She's in Stanford, and it's Steve Jobs Nation.
That's where Steve Jobs started too.
That's where he started. She was obsessed with Steve Jobs. Period. Period. She's obsessed with this guy. So yes, she starts her business. She starts Theranos.
Theranos.
And she's obsessed with Apple. She's obsessed with Apple, everything Apple. So she hires Apple's like one of their head people or whatever.
He was I want to say he was on their board. No, he wasn't on their board of directors, but he was like the second like Steve Jobs.
He was like his right hand or something.
Yeah.
And so he sees her and he's like, okay, you're wearing this sweatshirt. Very nice. She just wants everything Apple. So she brings on all these people and she talks to somebody, I think it was like their marketing or somebody, who was like,
that company, the marketing company that did their 1984...
Chiat Day.
Yeah, there you go.
Can I just tell you, I've been to Chiat Day.
Oh, really?
Yes, I have.
Where are they located at?
They're in LA.
Oh, really?
They're in LA, and I thought they had an office in the Bay, but I think they're only in LA. So I went to Chiat Day.
I figured they were in New York for some reason.
They think they have an office in LA, in New York as well. But I went to Chiat Day my senior year at Fresno State because I have a degree in advertising. Well, mass communication and journalism with a focus on advertising. Let's just say that. And we did like this ad day, and we went on all these tours of all these LA advertising agencies. Mm. And Chiat Day was like the fucking the
golden child.
Yeah, right. The golden egg. Like everybody wants to get to Chiat Day because the offices are amazing. So you go outside and it just looks like an industrial building, but it's painted like yellow.
Yeah, that's what they.
But you go inside and it's like metal with stairs and stuff. And
it's
you walk
modern.
Up. It's very modern. Everything's exposed. The offices are like glass doors and everything. And like they have like a snack kitchen, has drinks and snacks and swag and bean bags and colors and different campaigns going here and there. I'm like looking left and right. Like, oh my God, this is fucking amazing. This is what I want to do. Uh-huh. You know what I mean? But I've been there and they had great campaigns. They had great clients and they were the fucking shit.
Right.
Chiat Day. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. I loved you.
What can I say? Except you're welcome.
Well, they saw holes in her story as well. So
we're not even there yet.
We're not there yet. But what was I saying? I forgot where we were. We're drinking mimosas today.
It's Mimosa Sunday.
We're having champagne and orange juice, and we call it a mimosa.
Anyway.
Where were we at? I don't remember.
Her dress, her obsession.
She's obsessed with fucking Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
She starts dressing like him. She wears black turtlenecks and a coat, and she talks like this.
She talks in this voice. And here's what is hilarious to me. The people who knew her, of course, before Theranos, and the people who in her life were like, that's not her voice. Like, that's not her voice.
Who is that? Who is that?
Even freaking Phyllis Gardner was like, yeah, the first time I met her, she didn't talk like that.
She didn't talk like that.
Right.
They say like with a lower pitch.
She was like a few octaves lower. Her
Way
voice
lower.
was lower than her natural speaking voice.
You're supposed to be taken a lot seriously.
But
a lot seriously.
At some gatherings, like she might have gotten a little tipsy and fell out of her little character, her little fucking Steve Jobs character, and people were like,
I think this was a character for her.
Yeah.
I think she did everything that she did because she was in a fucking character and it wasn't really her.
Well, I think like she probably had to distance herself from who she actually was to do the shit she did.
Yeah.
Because you if you have a conscience, like most of us do, you'd actually have to put that conscience in your pocket to run the type of bullshit scams that she was doing.
And it was a scam.
So, okay. She somehow, in her fucking, like, she incorporated in 2004. In 2004, she managed to raise $6 million fucking dollars.
Oh yeah, because the guy, the teacher in her class, the one she spoke to, who was initially really excited about her, he cut her. He introduced her to a venture capitalist, and that venture capitalist cut her a check for $1 million.
$1 million, okay, but she got $6 million. In
1 year.
1 year, okay. By 2010, bitch had $92 million.
Well, this is how she did it.
In venture capital.
Oh, well, so what I thought was, like, when you incorporate, you have stock, okay?
If you go public,
I'm sure she incorporated and then went public so she could sell stock, because she's asking people to sit on her board. And to be on the board, they have to buy shares, they have to buy stock, they have to give her money.
A board of directors. So, okay. In 2011, she meets George Shultz. He is the former Secretary of State. Yes. This man has had a political career since 1969.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Since 1969, this man has had a political career. He went from the I can't even name all.
We don't need to. We don't need to.
But yes,
if you're interested, Google him.
But they meet, and he becomes a fucking member of the board.
He's a fan.
But here's my thing. He's the one who introduced her to the rest of her board. Everybody else who's on that board, there were nobody who had any type of medical. I think one person had like a little bit of like medical training, and maybe he like was an EMT at one point.
No, none of them.
No, one.
He was an EMT.
Yeah, I was an EMT. I'm not knocking him. Oh my God! I am not knocking him.
I think he has some medical experience. He's an EMT.
I'm not knocking him. I was a fucking EMT. What I'm saying is,
I'm not saying that either. That's hilarious, though. He's an EMT.
He had like a little bit of medical experience, not medical education, not medical degree,
right?
Not a doctor.
No, doctors.
These men on his board, on this board, were all political giants.
They said that her board looked like she was going to take over the fucking world.
Exactly. They were all political.
They were political. Giants. They were military. They were
Secretary of State, Secretary of fucking
magic.
What do you call it?
The sorcery. The Secretary of Magic.
No. No, nerd. Harry Potter nerd. No, the military guy.
The Minister of Magic.
What's the guy, the military guy?
He's the secretary, right?
No.
The chief?
Colin Powell. What was Colin Powell's title?
I think he's the Secretary of State.
No, he was not.
Okay.
He was the Secretary of the Military.
Someone's head is blowing
whatever
up
it's
right
called.
now because they know the answer.
I know.
I'm going to get it right now.
Whatever.
I got
anyway,
it. I got it right
now. These are the positions that these people held in the government. And when they retired from government, somehow they got on this board of bullshit.
Board of bullshit.
So, okay. So she put together a board of directors.
Look at former United States National Security Advisor.
National Security Advisor. Thank you. That's the one. So, her board of directors was, all of these giant military fucking government giants. But there were no medical directors, no scientific, nobody had a science degree, nobody was a chemical engineer, nobody was, had any technological experience, nobody was a CEO at a hospital. You know what I mean?
So her board was, of course, Riley P. Bachell, David Boyce, William Forge, F-O-E-G-E?
I don't know.
James Mattis, and Richard Kovacic?
Don't know.
I don't know. Sounds Russian.
Yeah.
Anyway,
like she, then she brings on fucking Ramesh Sunny how do you say his name? Balwani. Thank you. And he becomes a CEO in 2009.
He does not become CEO. He becomes
COO, yes.
And president.
In 2009, right?
Yeah.
But he has no experience at all. That has no business being in the fucking building.
He drives a fucking Lamborghini.
No business being in this building.
And a sweet-ass Porsche.
He's ostentatious as fuck.
He is Pakistani by way of India.
Right. They call him, the people who work for this company began to call him the enforcer because he's basically a fucking bully.
They call him Thanos.
He's a fucking bully.
He's a bully. He's a fucking bulldog.
Yeah, like anytime somebody brings up an issue...
Call me Sonny. I'm a bulldog.
Bring up an issue, he has a shit. Like, he drops a turd right there on the fucking floor because he doesn't like what you're saying, right?
He's a dick. So here's the thing. He comes on and, let's tell him that, him and fucking Elizabeth are boning down.
Yeah, they're in a relationship.
They're in a relationship. They live together. They're boning down.
Oh my God, they met in China.
They met in
when
China.
She was fucking
13?
Thank you. Like,
she was
young,
13 years old. She meets Sunny Bawani.
More than 20 years older than her.
Of course, who cares? Get it, girl. Or him. I don't know.
No.
Only if she's legal.
No.
But they met long before before Theranos.
He was married. Him and his ex-wife got divorced in 2002. Like, yeah.
Well, anyway, she's boning down with him. She brings him on as COO of Theranos, COO and president. Mm-hmm. So he is there. He knows fucking jack shit about what's going on there. Mm-mm. And at this time, Theranos is growing. They're recruiting specifically from Stanford. Mm-hmm. They're bringing over recent college graduates that don't know anything. They're very excited about this company. It's up and coming. Mm-hmm. It's Silicon Valley.
Right.
So they're bringing on youngsters. So when there's shit going on, they've got people in there testing. Okay. Anyway, so he's a bulldog. Let's just say that right now.
So anyway, back to the tech that they're talking about. Okay, the Edison blood testing technology doesn't fucking work.
I want to get another mimosa.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a quick little break, and I'm gonna get a mimosa. Grab one for yourself too.
Anyway, all right, we're back. So their tech didn't work. They had something called the Edison blood testing.
What was it called?
Edison blood testing, I want to say device.
It was a box, which looked like a big old microwave.
And they had a couple of other things. Like they had a little thing called it was a little container. Shit, I forgot what it's called.
A little chippy?
No, it was called Hold on. I know what it was called because I have it written down here. It's called...
It's right. Pretty much. So, but the funny thing is, like, she was very much concerned about design, about what it looked like.
Aesthetically, yeah.
Aesthetics. And she wanted it to look like Apple. She brought on some people who, like, did product and, all that stuff with Apple.
The capillary tube nanotainer. That's what it was
Is
called.
that little thing?
That's what, like, the blood would be held in.
Right. She was just concerned about aesthetics and swag and stuff.
Yeah. But, okay, I'm designing the outsides, but the insides ain't working, right? So, she basically was trying to rush this product to the market.
But while she's rushing it, there's people working for Theranos, and they're like, hey, girl, this ain't doing what it's supposed to do. Mm-hmm.
To which she said, don't worry about it. Don't talk about it.
Don't talk about it. Don't worry about it. She would isolate people, so she would make people work alone, so they couldn't talk to each other.
Don't discuss it with anyone.
Right, and they had locked door policies.
No talking to
They would make them sign non-disclosures, and they would harass people like Sunny Bawani and her to I can't believe you said that. They would send them menacing emails.
Any negativity brought to the table was met with
they would shut it down.
It was met with what do you call it?
Hate.
A fist.
Yeah, with iron fist.
Yeah, there you go. But so this is the thing. She knew her shit didn't work, and they started when they started testing it. They started testing it on cancer patients, right?
Which was kind of fucked up, but yeah, they did.
And the people behind the scenes who were like, "This isn't doing what it's supposed to do." They're like, "Okay, you're testing this on cancer patients. Cancer medication, cancer treatment." Mm-hmm. It requires that you be extremely fucking accurate because it affects your fucking treatment. Mm-hmm. You can be over-treated for something.
Yep.
And it seemed like everything they tested came up with a worse diagnosis than actually was the truth.
So let's talk about what this arm patch became. So arm patch is not going to work, okay? So now it's 2009?
2004.
It's 2000. Where did Sunny Bawani come on?
He came on in 2009, but before that, she modified her idea to be not just the patch, but the testing with the drop of blood.
So she has, it becomes the little microchip thing that you prick your finger and you fill up your blood, and it's 2 tiny little vials tiny.
This nanotainer.
This nanotainer, and it can run 200 different tests.
200, right?
200 different tests.
They can't do that. Here's the thing. When you get your blood taken, they take a bunch of
I
vials because they run one test from each vial.
Right. And so this thing is supposed to just make magic happen from this tiny spit of blood that is in this container.
I think you can spit more
you
than
can probably
the blood
spit more than the fucking blood that was captured. But then when they collect this blood, it's supposed to go into the Theranos microwave. It's this
microwave.
Whatever it's called, the Edison.
The Edison blood testing.
The Edison blood testing. And it's supposed to read your results. And it's supposed, I thought it was supposed to do immediately.
Immediately is when it was what was supposed to
That's
happen.
what it was pitched. Immediately. You're supposed to have immediate results for these 200 different tests that it could potentially run on you. So, it's not gonna fucking do that. It's not a lot of blood. Just like she was saying. You go to the fucking, the lab, and you have to get 2 tests done, and they take like 5 vials of blood.
Yeah, that's true.
Like when you're pregnant, when I was pregnant.
Yeah.
They take all of your blood. I feel like you're freaking, like I'm dead.
Yeah.
Everything's gone for just like 2 simple tests.
Yeah.
So since she's spouting, you only need a little drop for, whatever test you need, it's very attractive. And all these people are getting on board because they're like, fuck yeah, we can do this. Awesome. Like the military's on board because the guy is like, there's usually not like a med tech or whatever you're called in the field.
They're called a medic.
A medic. There's not a lot of medics around, and helicopters and this and this and that in the military. So with this device and this technology, it'll help the soldiers so we can determine these results and these illnesses and treat them. And the antibiotics. I don't know where that came in, but anyway.
But no, because then you'd have to do a separate antibiotic. Like this thing doesn't administer.
It doesn't do any administration. So it evolved to this. So that's how the military people are on board, because they're like, this will do this. This is exciting. We'll be helping a lot of people. The people that are involved in it, they want to help. They want to be a part of it. She's song and singing and dancing, all this fucking magic that could happen with this technology that she's creating. But she's not creating fucking shit. She's just like painting pictures, and she wants it to look like a Mac. She wants it to look like Apple. And I think that's kind of how she took on that personality too, because Steve Jobs wasn't an easy person to work with.
No.
I heard he had like issues as well.
I think he was bipolar.
That could be it too. But this is where we are. So she has this little thing. It's supposed to go in the microwave. The microwave doesn't work. The thing works where, the device, when it takes the blood, that works, but the blood that it's taking is not enough.
It's not enough. And it's not enough to deduce...
We need more money. We need more blood.
Anything.
Nothing.
So people are bringing this to attention. Hey, this isn't doing what it's supposed to.
Exactly.
And here's the thing. They said at most it could test like for 10 things.
No, they said one test. There was only one
test at a time.
Test. No.
What?
Even these tests. Shit wasn't working. Quality control wasn't working.
Oh,
they said it worked for one test. And guess what that test was?
Diabetes?
Herpes.
What?
It can only test for fucking herpes.
I missed that part, but okay.
Yeah, that was the only test that they were like getting like consistent results for an accurate result was herpes. So maybe if she would have marketed it to herpes patients
or people who didn't know they had herpes.
Yeah, maybe she would have hit it out of the park.
Get tested for herpes.
Herpes? Here you go.
Even though herpes is basically a skin rash, but that's another thing.
Oh,
so it is. That's what it is. It's basically a fucking skin rash.
Okay.
Like it doesn't do anything but cause you to have a rash.
Gross.
That's it.
Okay.
Anyway, so this company, by the way, had no HR.
Yeah, no HR.
So any complaints that people had couldn't be brought to HR.
Sonny Balwani got them.
And because of the fact that this tech wasn't working and Elizabeth didn't give 2 shits, people just started dropping like flies. Mm-hmm. People were resigning left and right.
Yep, revolving door.
And
high turnover.
Oh my God.
That's what I didn't like about, I hate to interject, but that's what I hated about working for startups.
Because there's so much turnover?
There's so much turnover. There's nothing's guaranteed.
Yeah.
And bitches be crazy.
Yeah. And this is still before, like 10 years before the fucking shit comes down. Like, people already knew there was bullshit in the air.
Yeah.
And
I smell bullshit.
Exactly. So, but amid, people coming in and being like, hey, we need to fix this problem, fix that problem. This is before you know, people.
She didn't want to hear anything.
No, she didn't. And that's, I think that's her modus operandi is, if you tell me I can't, I'm going to anyway. Just like with, you know, her instructor, this is not going to work. Well, I'm gonna do it anyway.
She must be a Leo. When was her birthday? July or June?
She was February.
February. Sorry,
She's an
sound like a
Aquarius.
Leo to me.
Giovanni's an Aquarius. She's an Aquarius. Well, he's bullheaded as all get out. So there's that.
Okay.
But so her people, like her employees, did not trust her.
She was a liar.
Nobody, like, the trust in the company was just bad.
Morale is low.
You know, and then they had an what do you call it?
All hands meeting.
They had
All hands meeting.
No, they had a culture of
I'm a magician.
a culture of silence. Like, basically,
Closed door.
You come in.
It's closed door.
You cannot say any. You can't tell people who you work for.
Oh, you can't
tell
talk about
people
it. Yeah.
what you're working on.
Yeah.
You can't tell people anything about what you do.
Right.
Right. And a lot of these new kids, these new Stanford grads, were okay with it because they were backing up this company. They thought that they were working for a company that was changing the fucking face of healthcare.
Exactly. So that's why a lot of like these recent college grads, let's just call you guys RCGs, came on board because they've heard about it. The recruiters out there, and they're selling you, because guess what a recruiter is? A salesperson. They're selling you on this opportunity, and you're like, I'm working for this company. Maybe this is normal. So that's the only way that shit would slide, is with like recent college graduates. And then the people that she recruited from Apple, they didn't last very long because they were like, there's a lot of shit going on here and it's not working.
It's shady shit, too.
It's shady shit. One guy was like, I was Googling on a regular basis Theranos
scam.
Theranos scam.
You got me saying.
I know, right? Thanos.
Yeah, Theranos
because
scam.
it was complete bullshit. And the guy was like, I was just waiting for it to crash. I was just waiting for the fucking shit to hit the fan.
And that was way before it happened.
It was way before it happened.
It's funny to me. She managed to pull this fucking this ruse for like 12, 13 years.
It happened because they weren't selling to anybody.
They partnered with...
Wait, not yet though. But before that happened, nothing's happening.
Yeah.
They're just creating technology. They're working. They're testing. They're putting something together.
Right.
So they're not making any money. So all this, I'm thinking where all the money went. Because I was like, where'd all this fucking money go?
Yeah.
So she's paying people $500,000 a year. I'm sure she's paying like recent college graduates $60K maybe.
Hopefully.
Maybe something like that, to something really nice. That's fat if you're a recent college graduate. $60K a year? Hell yeah, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to deal with your bullshit for a while for that money, because it's very just like attractive.
Yeah.
So they're not selling to anybody. They don't have any clientele. It's just a bunch of bullying and bullshit going on in the office.
Yeah.
But what happens is, June 2014.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. They were also operating in stealth mode, so they weren't putting out press releases.
Right.
They weren't talking to the press.
Right.
They weren't basically bringing any attention on themselves.
Right.
So in 2013, they partner with Walgreens. She's bringing this to them, saying, you know, we can do this, we can do this, we can do this. We will... You know, you can have people come in, get their blood drawn, then you can do your testing, you know, immediately. However, they still weren't approved by any government oversight agency, regulation agency, nothing. No government regulation.
And you know what?
At all.
I don't even think they even tried. I don't even think they tried.
They probably didn't.
They didn't try because Sunny and Elizabeth, they don't know shit. She's a freak. And let me just say, I got a lot of the information that I found out from a podcast. It's called The Dropout by Rebecca Jarvis, and I guess she is she works for ABC News. Mm-hmm. And I was like just doing a lot of research, and I found this podcast, and it's amazing. It tells everything.
Yeah, it's basically a documentary and podcast.
It's a documentary and podcast form, and it's amazing. It's where all podcasts are found. But anyway, they do partner with Walgreens.
Here's what, though. Okay.
In 2013.
In 2013, they partnered with Walgreens to set up Theranos wellness clinics.
Right.
And they are doing blood draws.
Right.
But they're doing fucking blood draws and they're not using Theranos technology.
They're doing Venus. They're doing
test
Venus blood draws.
Yeah, to test the blood. They're not using these Edison machines. They're sending it back to fucking
headquarters.
Their headquarters in fucking Northern California.
In Palo Alto.
And they're using third-party fucking blood testing machines. They're using Siemens machines.
They bought shit. So let's just say this. That is a fact. They're full of shit. So in June 2014, the freaking story comes out in Fortune magazine about Elizabeth Holmes.
Hold on. That came out in 2015.
No, it did not. It came out June 2014.
Her
Fortune magazine.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Can I finish? Yeah, you can finish. Thank you. June 2014, Fortune magazine article comes out, and she is just praised. She's talking about this technology and all the magical things that Theranos is going to do.
Magic.
Magic.
It's magic.
Right. The author or the writer of the article for Fortune was Roger something.
Mm-hmm.
Roger, I'm really sorry, and you can find out his real name in the Dropout. But
Google.
Let's just call him Roger. So Roger does not do his due diligence.
Nobody has done their due diligence about this fucking company. That's what I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
Do fucking diligence, and you're a fucking journalist. You should know better.
He should know better, and like he's on the Dropout, and he says that this business, it haunts him. Like Theranos haunts him. So he got everything that was in the freaking article from Elizabeth.
Of course.
He's talking to her. I don't even think he even went out to there.
And that was another thing. Everybody took her fucking word for it. Because she is smart, she can talk very well, she's pretty, she's got blonde hair, she's got blue eyes, and blonde hair, blue eye bitches, they don't lie. They don't lie. They're the biggest liars of all. But anyway, go ahead.
We're just saying, hey, some of you guys are, some of you guys aren't. You know.
What I'm saying is this: if I don't know you, don't think I'm going to believe you.
Yeah. So.
Especially if you put on a fucking voice that sounds like
but
this.
Fortune magazine is the shit. You're the shit. You're in Fortune magazine. So what happened is this article broke. She got this story. She fed him all these lies. And then it goes into the magazine.
You have a fact checker. I'm sorry. Magazines used to have fact checkers. Mm-hmm. And if you have one source for all of your information,
right,
your magazine should say, no, this is not going to work. You need to go back, talk to some more people, get some more information, and make sure these fucking stories line up. Because this right here looks like a flimsy fucking story.
Yeah, his name is Roger Parloff.
Sorry, Roger.
Sorry, Boro. So, she lied to him, she misled him. And the funny thing is, like, in her disposition, she says that she didn't talk to that guy. She didn't talk to the writer. Her freaking attorney did. She tries to throw her attorney under the bus.
Well, she got her attorney to jump all over. Well, okay.
Anyway, we'll talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
But this magazine, so she is sending this article to people.
Uh-huh.
She's sending this article to get more investors involved, to get more money.
It's publicity.
It's publicity.
And it's good publicity.
It's great publicity. Mm-hmm. She's got great pictures. She looks good, like the red lipstick and the hair back, and like she's a pretty girl, no doubt about it. But the publicity from that article fucking put the nail in the coffin, and it was shocking.
Okay. So here's what. That article leads to her being named one of the Forbes. I'm sorry, into Forbes for the Forbes 400. Okay.
Oh.
She was named the youngest and wealthiest self-made female billionaire.
Damn.
Based on the estimated value of Theranos, which was $9 billion in 2015. She's got all this money from these venture capitalists. And, of course, she's got this not magnanimous, that's the wrong word. She's got this enormous board of directors who are basically all these heads of state and all kinds of other bullshit. Yeah. And, meanwhile, her fucking product is complete garbage.
It's garbage.
Complete garbage.
And they know it's fucking garbage.
Yeah, nobody has done their due diligence to actually say. And here's, okay, where I'm like, I keep tangenting off, but
Because this bitch is crazy. You're right.
like
Like,
people she's talking to about the product is like they're not saying, hey, can we see an example of this? And then when they are, they're being given some fucking runaround.
well,
And
then they
Which-
show it to them, and they take their blood right in front of them, and they claim that tests are being
That's what
done.
they did for excuse me. That's what they did for I want to say it was for fucking Walgreens. They were like, can you show us, can you do this, right now? And the guy was like,
They hired somebody.
Yeah.
They hired somebody to come to make sure to vet Theranos, to vet them and make sure they were a legitimate company, to do his due motherfucking diligence.
Right.
And he goes there to meet with them, and like they put him in a conference room and they pretty much lock the door.
yeah, and like he's like, can I go to the bathroom? And fucking Sonny's like, yeah, I'll take you to the bathroom.
I'll hold your dick.
I'll take you to the bathroom. Don't look at this. Don't look over here. Don't look over there. Look straight fucking ahead. If you look at anything, I will slap you. Like, go to the bathroom, come back from the bathroom. If you fucking ask me a question, I'm gonna punch you on the dick. Like, he
No,
was just like,
Do you want me to shake it for you?
okay, yeah. He's like, they're like, it's all cloak and dagger. Nobody, and then he's raising valid fucking questions, and they don't have answers for his questions. They're skirting his questions. They're giving vague fucking answers. He doesn't get any fucking real answers.
Nope.
And he's like, I'm not comfortable with this.
I'm not comfortable with this bullshit because it's bullshit. Let me see. Do you gotta go to the bathroom?
Like,
All the doors are locked. They don't want to answer any questions. They don't want to show him how the shit fucking works. Like,
that's the question that they needed. Oh no, I'm sorry. It was all proprietary information.
oh,
right?
I'm
That's
sorry.
the
It's
thing.
proprietary
Right.
information.
It was all trade secrets and proprietary information, so they couldn't answer questions. That right there, I'm sorry. If you have a public company, your fucking shit is no longer fucking trade
Proprietary.
secrets or proprietary information.
Open it up, bitch.
You need to be transparent. That's the key word. Transparent.
That's what she was selling, though. She was like, we are transparent.
No, you're not. Not at all.
I think everything that she was telling, oh, we do this, and we do that, and we're transparent.
No.
It was her subconscious saying, we don't do this. We don't know how to do that. We're not going to tell you
Meanwhile,
shit.
little Elizabeth, the one that she put in her pocket, is like, please let me out, let me out, let me out, please. Elizabeth, this isn't right. Let me out. Please.
I never let her eat. Little Elizabeth is starving. Her voice has been quashed. And she's just like stuck in a pocket. Poor thing. The real Elizabeth is trapped.
Exactly.
Man.
Yeah, she's locked up in that little box.
They know it's false, and the thing is, like, all of these people that they have working for Theranos, all the employees are like, shh, we know it doesn't work.
Well, the employees are like, hey, Elizabeth, it doesn't work. And Elizabeth's like, shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
I'll kill your entire family.
Sonny! Kill them. People were getting fired left and right. They're
Yeah.
like, you're fired. Shut up.
The ones that didn't quit got fired.
Yeah, get out. It doesn't work. Shut up.
Exactly.
Get out.
Oh, I love how one of the girls was like, Sonny was like, basically, I'm tired of everybody starting fires that don't exist and bringing problems that don't exist. Yeah, they do, but you don't want to see them.
Yeah,
and you don't have any business being here anyway.
Yeah, it was
you
the
don't
lab
know
worker.
shit.
It was that lab worker girl who befriended or was friends with Tyler Schultz. And Tyler Schultz's grandfather
Right.
was on the
Board. Yeah, it's George Schultz. He's the one that we've
Schultz.
been talking. He's the one he's the one who was responsible for her building this gigantic board of fucking directors.
George Schultz. Tyler Schultz works for Theranos.
Yeah.
And so he's in his closet. He's not allowed to talk to anybody. He's just trapped in the closet. Oh, no, we can't.
Don't do that.
We can't do that anymore. It's not appropriate anymore. Tyler is trapped. And so he befriends another girl who is a lab worker, and she comes from Stanford, and she's doing the quality insurance checks, and she's like, this shit doesn't work.
She said she ran test after test after test
It
after test,
doesn't
and it
work.
never worked. It never worked.
Like, and the thing is that's not working is it's not testing the fucking, like, your blood. It's not getting the results
That it's supposed to get.
Even though they're taking blood from people venously, and doing regular draws. They're like, oh, well, we just have to take a regular draw from you today. And they're like, but I'm only supposed to do a fingerprint. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, you're right. Yeah. But can I just have your arm?
Yeah.
And so that's not what you told me that Theranos can do.
False fucking advertising.
False advertising. So that was the thing also with, like, Shy at Day. They're like, this shit doesn't fucking work. It's not doing what it's supposed to do.
We're gonna lie to the world.
Basically. We're gonna lie to everybody, and they kind of like get between, like, there's like a gray area that they're able to like kind of escape into and still like produce these ads and move forward with.
And then like that was the whole thing with Walgreens. With Walgreens, in order to do the blood draws and to do the testing at Walgreens, they had to be FDA approved,
which they were not. And they again, probably weren't even seeking FDA approval. Nope.
So, in order to circumvent that regulation requirement, they decided, we'll put our instruments in your organization, but you do the blood draws and you send us the blood. And they were sending it via fucking FedEx. What the fuck?
Yeah, they're stupid. Like, their business practice was lame. It was dumb. It wasn't working.
It was a lie.
It was a lie.
A major lie.
It was all a lie. So, Tyler Schultz is working for Theranos, and he knows it's bullshit. And so he tells Elizabeth, this is crap, this is bullshit, and like,
and stop drawing my grandfather's blood.
Stop taking my grandfather's fucking blood, you lying cunt. Ooh. What country is it? Okay, in Australia, it's a cunt. He's a good cunt.
England, too.
He's a good cunt.
In the UK, it's okay to say cunt.
But in America, ooh.
I don't care if you say cunt to me, because I'll just kick you in the dick.
But she's a lying cunt. Sorry. Ooh, that was mean. Anyway, she's lying, and she's taking his blood, and the grandfather's like, well, I'm special, she needs my blood because I'm immortal, and that's why they need it. Well, but anyway, they're drawing the blood.
I'm immortal.
And their machines, their devices, they're not testing accurately.
Immortal.
They're not testing accurately. So that's why they then bring in those Siemens machines, like you said, Brandy, and they're testing the blood on those devices.
Way before.
Way before, but they're still trying to get their shit to fucking work.
Yeah.
Their shit ain't working.
But see, and that's the thing. They kept trying.
It's
called insanity.
They keep trying.
If it doesn't work the first time, you keep trying the fucking same fucking thing with the same fucking results.
Change the model.
It's insanity.
Change the business model.
Okay.
Elizabeth.
Yeah. So.
Change it.
Okay. Here's what happens. So.
You know who she got money from?
She got money from a bunch of people.
She got money from the fucking Koch family. She got money.
Good. She got a lot of people. A lot of money from Republicans. A lot.
Yeah, she fucking did. The Koch family.
The boss.
The Walgreens.
The
Waltons.
The Walgreens.
The mimosas.
The Walmart people.
You know what's funny? When we do mimosa, when we drink, our episodes are so long because this is already over an hour. We just like to talk to you guys. Come on.
Okay. So yeah, we're
she got everybody's fucking money. Anyway, Continue. Let's move forward.
Okay, so 2015, she gets named the youngest, wealthiest, self-made billionaire. By 2016, that changed. They fucking after the article about her bullshit comes out.
So let's just talk about him. October 2015. Mm-hmm. John Carreyrou.
Yeah.
Works for the Wall Street Journal. Mm-hmm. He does an investigative report on Theranos.
Yeah, he gets a tip that their business is bullshit.
And he gets this tip from Tyler Schultz.
Go, Tyler. Go, Tyler. Be a whistleblower.
Yeah.
Be a whistleblower.
Yeah.
Do you know
blow the whistle
that the Obama administration basically they came down so hard on whistleblowers during his... That's like the one thing that I'm like, I love you, Obama. Why would you do this? By prosecuting whistleblowers the way they did, like at the fucking...
We can talk about that later.
So hard that they did.
I know nothing about that, but guess what?
It ruined...
Obama is from Chicago, and guess what? Snitches get stitches in Chicago.
Whatever.
So, I don't know about the whistleblowers, but we'll talk about that later. But
there is a whistleblower act to protect whistleblowers from prosecution, yet... The Obama administration prosecuted whistleblowers. That's why
Why do they get prosecuted for fucking what?
Because basically, they are divulging information that they're not supposed to be.
But they're blowing the fucking whistle because there's some bullshit going on.
Well, it's because of what's his face, that Swedish dude. What's his name? I know his name, but the mimosa got me.
The guy overseas,
yeah, whistleblower dude.
The mimosa got me too.
Yeah, there
Can
it
you
is.
tell us, please?
What's his name? I know his name. Hold on. It's coming.
Mimosas in the morning.
The WikiLeaks guy.
Yes. Anyway.
WikiLeaks, come on, WikiLeaks. Give it to me.
It's not Assange.
Yes. Julian Assange.
Okay.
Because he had government information. And so they were like, we need to stop this.
Have I eaten today? I don't think I've eaten anything.
Okay, well, we're gonna have to edit all this out. But anyway, so
Edit
that out, Steven! So, okay.
Julian Assange. So,
Yeah.
it's Julian Assange.
Because of Julian Assange, the Obama administrator prosecuted so many whistleblowers that people just, they were like, well, I don't want to blow the whistle.
I'm scared.
But...
Because he's in jail, isn't he?
He was supposed to be, I don't know.
Or he's out of the country. He's either out of the country or he's in jail.
Extradited or something, yeah. Like, he was in Sweden, so they couldn't get him.
Oh, yeah.
But, back to the story. So, anyway.
So,
in January 2016...
Okay.
I'm sorry. By 2016, Forbes basically was like, okay, well, we're going to change this shit. And her valuation was $0.
Well, Roger,
$0.
Right. So Roger, the writer of the article from Fortune, he tries to reach back and like, I need to fucking investigate. I need to do my due diligence.
Right.
I need to fucking fact check. And they're like, no, Roger.
You already put the fucking story out.
It's fine. Just put an exclamation point there. Put a
Exclamation
apostrophe
an
there.
asterisk.
Put a period there. And it's totally fine. And he's like, no, bitch. I need to check you guys out.
Well, Fortune in 2016 also decided to do another thing about her, and they called her the world's most disappointing leaders.
Shut up.
Yeah, in 2016, after that story came out. Because she fucked up. All of her shit was starting to come to light.
Well, duh, because they're investigating her because this happens.
Yes.
But then go ahead.
After Carey publishes his story in the Wall Street Journal.
Right.
The Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services decide to do an inspection.
That's what happens. They come in, they roll it in.
They go into
deep.
her lab at fucking Newark, California, and they're like,
Did you say New York, California?
Newark. It's Newark.
She's
California.
in Newark or she's in Palo Alto?
In Newark.
Newark is way cheaper. Newark is way cheaper.
The lab is in Newark.
It's like right next to it.
They do an inspection and they're like,
the fuck
these motherfuckers in here don't know shit. The equipment in here is garbage. And your procedures are bullshit. Like, you guys aren't doing fucking shit right.
You guys are doing fucking
Everything
shit.
up in here is horse shit. So, this is what's gonna happen. By March, if you don't have this shit fixed, we're gonna fucking take action.
We shutting it down.
So, by March, they didn't fix the fucking problem. And Elizabeth gets fucking banned from owning or operating a lab for 2 years.
Oh, shit. From a lab?
From a lab.
Okay.
For 2 years. She gets banned from owning one or operating
You're
one.
like, bitch. Obviously, you don't know what the fuck all you're doing.
Exactly.
And they probably questioned her. And they're like,
yeah.
you're stupid.
Her people didn't know anything.
Like, you can't run shit for 2 years because you need education.
Yeah.
Once you go to a
was
class,
crap.
once you get some type of certification, bitch, and come back in 2 years because you're not doing anything correctly.
So, and then shortly after that, Walgreens is like, okay, we're done with you.
But the thing was, there are 82,000 Walgreens around the U.S., right?
But they're in mostly California and Arizona.
No worries. So she's like, my goal is to be within all 8,200 Walgreens across the U.S. And it's gonna be epic. And so that was her goal. All right. Guess what she achieved of her goal. Guess. If you already know, don't say anything.
I don't know.
1,100. She was in 41.
Was it just 40?
Walgreens.
It seemed like there were in so many more.
She was just in California and she was in Arizona. So between those two states.
But there's a lot of Walgreens.
There's a bunch of Walgreens. She's like, I'm going to be 5 miles away from you. Let me go ahead and poke that finger. Come on in. So she was only in 41.
Probably, where the blood could get to the lab quickly.
But they probably
what
slipped
about
through.
Oregon?
Because, listen, Oregon, they don't play in Oregon. I talked to a lot of people from Oregon. But she's not, what'd you say, FDA?
FDA approved.
She's not FDA approved. She can't provide any documents. Hey, look at this article from Fortune magazine.
Yeah, and that's what she was doing. Like, people were taking her word for it because she was getting so much publicity.
Do you see my eyes looking at this article? Looking at you.
Publicity.
Article you. That's how she's selling people. And she's, like, people... And they had the, because the guy who did the investigation for Walgreens was like, this place is not up to par.
I'm not comfortable with this.
I'm not comfortable with this. This place is not up to par. He reports that information to Walgreens, and apparently their corporate offices in Chicago as well, or in Illinois somewhere. And they're like, okay, thanks. Thanks for the report. Bye. And they still move forward with it because they have FOMO.
Yeah.
Fear of missing out.
Yeah, that's what happened to a lot of people. Like, why would you go? I'm sorry. Why would you go? And again, maybe it's because you just want to avoid this finger prick, but you're going to go to a Theranos testing facility instead of going to your doctor's office where your fucking blood, you're going to get accurate test results. You don't know what's going on over there.
The thing is, they're not even going to doctor's offices. They're going to Quest and they're going to LabCorp. So the thing but the thing was, the people that she had sold, like her directors and people that she's getting money from, she's selling this LabCorp and Quest. They're afraid of me because I'm going to shut them down.
Out of business, yeah.
I'm going to shut them down. I'm going to put them out of business. Our shit is the shit, and it fucking works. Just go ahead and cut that check for $125 million. Thank you, Mr. Murdoch.
Yeah,
for your money.
Yeah. Well, she did get money from fucking excuse me. A lot of financiers.
A lot. And so...
But Rupert Murdoch was already in jail by that time.
Rupert Murdoch?
Yeah. No, I'm sorry.
I'm giving Brandy crazy eyes.
Oh my god.
I'm looking at her in her soul. I'm looking at her.
I was thinking Bernie Madoff. My bad.
But they compare her to Bernie Madoff.
Yeah, they do.
They say her... Elizabeth Holmes, guess what? You are going to go down in history. And they say, like, this is the most interesting case. And the second case is Bernie Madoff.
Yeah, Bernie Madoff.
Because this bitch is crazy.
And they had the same characteristics.
She's a psycho.
Bullies.
She's a bully. She's a psycho. Bullies. She's a liar. She's very charismatic. She's charming. Guess what? Yeah. These people that she was, like, getting money out of, they were like, women were not listening to her. Let me just say that right now. I'm going to look at you, you're going to tell me this, and like, can I see this happen? No, it's fine, I'll show you later. No, I want to see it now. No, later. Cool?
Yeah, and I think it was because she was trying to put herself on the playing field with men.
Yeah.
Hillary Clinton, put herself on the playing field with men too. But she wasn't talking like this. And they were making fun of her pantsuits. Meanwhile, this bitch was wearing sweatshirts. Sweaters, turtleneck sweaters.
Turtleneck.
So, I think it's a different playing field when you're talking about men in business and in politics.
Well, she's a young woman as well. Like, she's like, I'm a year older. No, she's 2 years.
2 years.
Oh, her birthday's in February. That's why. 2 years. She's attractive. She's young. She's up and coming. She's ambitious.
She's an asshole.
She for sure is. Anyway, so let's move forward.
Okay. So anyway, the FDA ordered Theranos to stop using the fucking capillary tube nanotainer, that little collection tube that she had, which was one of their main devices that they invented.
Obviously.
So, in 2017, and this is after the fucking, the Wall Street Journal article comes out, and after, they get shut down by the freaking CMS. Mm-hmm. In 2017, the state of Arizona sues Theranos for selling blood tests that were wrong, basically, and she settles. They settle for freaking, basically, $4.65 million. And that's to cover...
That's Walgreens in Arizona?
Yeah, Walgreens. That's the state of Arizona.
The state?
That's the state of Arizona.
Shit.
And that is to cover all the refunds of people who fucking got their fucking blood drawn by this fucking company.
Okay.
And all the testing, the legal fees, and the fines. Because she had a bunch of civil fines.
Well, and she was fucking with people. They were fucking with people. So their shit's not working, right? So she is giving people test results that are inaccurate.
And, inaccurate to the point of showing that you have cancer.
Yes, there's a one case, this woman, she's like, I'm gonna go check it out, sounds good.
Or inaccurate to showing that you have diabetes.
Right. She's like, I'm gonna go in there, and the wellness center was really nice. There were fish, and it was very calming. It was totally cool. She does her test, and it tells her that she has a lot of hormones, estrogen.
Her estradiol levels are through the fucking roof
for her age, and she is a cancer survivor.
Exactly.
And so she
got her cancer.
Fuck!
Right.
I think my cancer is back.
She'd already been in remission.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're fucking with my emotions, bitch. Because guess what? I think I'm sick. I've been through cancer. I've survived it for now, so I have to do my regular checks. And I get this result, and I'm freaking out. I think it's back. I'm emotional. I go to my doctor, and they're like, "Oh, girl, you fine."
Here's the thing.
Oh,
Yeah, they retest her.
They retest
like,
her.
Oh no, you're good. You basically have no estrogen in your body at all. So here's the thing. She calls and she's like, "Hello, Theranos, you fuckers, you guys fucked up my results. I really want some answers." And nobody's calling her back.
nothing.
She's basically, like, "Hello," and they're like, "Who? What?
New number. Who this?
Exactly." So she's like, it's unbelievable that a company would fuck up so badly and not fucking apologize.
Yeah, for sure. It's garbage. And then this other guy who
The
is
fucking yeah, go ahead.
yeah, he's a chemist or a doctor or something to that effect.
He knows what's up.
He knows what's up. So he's like, check this Theranos out. Why not? He goes and get his tests done.
And they still do a fucking
venous blood draw, which means they're extracting blood from his veins and they're filling up all those vials. But Theranos has promised, no, that's not required.
So he's like, "You guys are liars.
You guys are liars."
Number one.
You're supposed to poke the finger. It doesn't happen. They draw his blood. And then the results come back and they're inaccurate.
They say he has pre-fucking diabetes.
He's pre-diabetes.
And meanwhile, he's like, "I'm a healthy dude. Like,
I'm
I
healthy
take care
as
of myself.
fuck. I'm jacked. You see me? I'm ripped."
I've never seen a ripped Indian dude, but maybe
I've seen some ripped Indian
maybe he was
dudes.
Pakistani. I don't know.
I don't care. They come through. Just saying.
Okay.
Anyway, he goes and he gets a regular test done from his doctor.
All of you Pakistani and Indian men who'd like to show me your biceps and
Abs,
your pecs,
abs,
please
pecs,
email
biceps.
us at
Book of Lies podcast at gmail.com. Or
gmail.com.
I can send you Brandy's personal email.
Don't do that. Send them to Book of Lies podcast.
Because y'all come through. I know you do. Anyway.
I want to see some abs.
I want to see some abs.
And some pecs.
He goes and gets a test, and his doctor is like, "You're fine, bro. Keep doing what you're doing."
Right?
So these cases are like, it's a little scary, but then they go to the doctor and everything's fine. But there's a lot of people out there
that don't do that.
They're getting wrong results. They're freaking the fuck out. They're getting their legs cut
they're
off.
Taking more
They're
fucking
taking
meds
more
than they
meds than they need. It's wrong. It's totally
really
wrong. And the great thing is, like, these people have great doctors. They're like, let's just go ahead and get you tested somewhere else.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't do that.
Mm-hmm. So in May of 2017, her fucking stockholders are like, "We're gonna fucking sue you."
You stupid bitch.
We're suing. Right? So she's like, "Okay, let's just settle." They settle for fucking what do you call it? Preferred stock. So basically their stock, like she basically divests herself.
I don't know what divest means.
She gives them a bunch of money worth of stock.
She didn't suit up the asshole right now.
So she basically, they're like, "Okay, well, here, you take this fucking preferred stock," which means that anything, like, they have first dibs on anything that happens in the company.
Okay.
So, and then March 14th, she settled another fucking lawsuit with the SEC. Because the SEC is like...
it was like $500,000, right?
Well, first, it's $500,000. That was the fine. Mm-hmm. But they're like, "Okay, you are no longer allowed to sit on any board anywhere for 10 years.
10 years. Bitch, you're banned. So what cracks me up is...
And you don't have voting control of this company, of Theranos, anymore.
Get on out of here. Don't get...
Nothing.
So this dumb bitch, her deposition with the SEC... who we claim are incompetent, but y'all didn't catch her to the end, so y'all should have been
for
up.
fucking 10 years.
Yeah, y'all should have been up on your game.
Actually, it was like 13 years.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
So she's testifying under oath. This heifer who's super confident, I'm talking like this, and we can do this, and we're doing this, and we're doing that. SEC's like, "Hey, bitch, does your shit work?" She's like, "I don't know." Well, was this reported? I don't know. So she gives over 660 times, "I don't fucking know," to questions. She gets questioned for 8 hours a day, for 3 days, 660s, "I don't know, I don't remember, I can't recall, I'm unsure."
Well, that's what a liar does.
That's what a fucking liar does.
Actually, no, a liar just says yes or no. Like, they answer. Her fucking vague, I don't know shit, that's deflecting the blame.
It's a fucking obnoxious. Like, you fucking know. You know.
I can't recall.
I plead the fifth.
I don't remember. I don't know.
Speak up.
I'm not sure. It's like, dude, you're a fucking idiot.
They were like, oh, so
anytime anybody tells me I don't know, and it's a question that you have an answer to.
Yep.
You know there's an answer to this.
Yep.
You know it's a yes or no.
Yep.
And you tell me I don't know, I immediately think your IQ is 5.
She doesn't want to perjure herself, but she doesn't want to answer that she's a fucking liar.
I think your IQ is a 5,
she's
and
lying.
you need to be locked up somewhere because you can't feed yourself or clothe yourself.
Well, like, because she had spun all these stories to, like, all of her board members, and what was Tyler Schultz's grandfather named George Schultz. She was like, oh yeah, you know, we're in military medvacs, we're in military elevators.
Elevators. Their tech is
helicopters
in fucking combat situations.
In combat situations, in hospitals.
And that's the thing. Her board members, the people on her board, were like, we can use these freaking technologies for combat situations.
Yes, they were very excited about it.
They really thought
but
it could happen.
It didn't work. It couldn't work, and she wouldn't change it. It would never work, and she wouldn't change the model, and she wouldn't just kind of step away from what the initial idea was. Like,
she was married to it for some reason.
She was super married to it, and they're like, well, did this work? No.
A scientist would be like, okay, we need to change tactics.
She's not a scientist. Because guess what? She has 1 year of fucking college. And if you would have taken the other 3 years, Heffa, you would have learned how to
revise your hypothesis.
Change
That's what
it.
you do. That's the scientific method.
Change it.
Revise your hypothesis when your fucking hypothesis is proven wrong.
It's wrong. And she just couldn't change it. And she's a young kid. She doesn't realize how to change her idea. But guess what? You're a grown-ass woman by now.
Yeah.
You've been lying for a really long time. You've been lying. You've been spouting lies. You know you couldn't test 220 things. The chick who's giving her deposition, she's like, so you claim that this thing can test for 220 different illnesses, diseases, whatever. How many does it really test on? I'm unsure. I don't know, like a couple tens. So you're saying tens of
like
tests?
10. Like 20.
20 tests?
2 tens is 20.
But the thing is, like, the employees, the people that are working there, they know it does not work. They're like, guess what?
And we brought this to your attention.
We brought this to your attention numerous times.
To lie.
So they're sitting quiet because I'm sure they're getting paid fat fucking checks. So guess what? If I'm young, I'm dumb, I'm ready for fun. I'm just gonna
dumb and ready for fun.
I'm just gonna sit around. I'm gonna just cash this check. I'm gonna ride this wave.
They should have been looking for another.
They were probably looking for other jobs, but finding a good job, a decent job, it's very difficult.
You're Palo Alto. You're in PA. You're in, you're in fucking Startup Central. You're in PA.
You can totally find a job, but I'm sure they're getting paid a lot of money to keep them around. Because that's the only thing I can think that would make them stay to deal with that bullshit is a fat check.
Yeah.
But she's, I don't know, like tens. I don't know. We made a lot of mistakes. Yeah, bitch, you made a lot of mistakes, but be honest. Stop fucking lying.
Be transparent. And
be
that's
transparent.
The thing. You are this. Okay, this company is supposed to be a healthcare company that is supposed to help people. And the problem with a lot of these fucking bullshit ass companies run by these fucking bullshit ass people is that they want to try to keep secrets.
Yep.
You need to be transparent. You need to understand that people are putting their lives in your fucking hands.
For sure.
And those people and their families, if something happens and it's your fucking fault, are going to come for you.
Ooh. I'm coming for you, you dumb slut.
Anyway.
No, she's not a slut. I don't know. She was just with Sunny.
Was banging fucking Sunny for...
Well, the thing was...
How long? I think they're still banging, but whatever.
Whatever. But the funny thing is, like, I honestly, I suspect... Some people say they know, but I think she might have been giving it to some of those board directors. Right?
Old dudes.
Old dudes. But
old dudes. Old Get alive. I'm sorry.
Pitch perfect. But I honestly think that these are the people that are listening to her. Like, I used to have a thing for old white dudes, too.
I'm sorry. I have a thing for Robert De Niro, but you know.
He's an old white dude now.
He's whatever.
Anyway. But I'm just saying, like, those were the ones that were listening to her because they don't know anything about technology.
They know nothing. They probably still don't know how to work their fucking cell phones.
Guess what? You know how many old dudes I talk to on a daily basis that are trying to, like, turn their regular...
I want to get on the Googles.
I want to get in the cloud. The cloud is dead. I want to, like, convert their fucking fax machines to, like, virtual. And it's just so hard for them
They want the machine. It's
so hard for them to grasp the idea.
Of coming through your email?
Yeah. And it's just, I don't understand. Yeah. It's in your email!
They want the machine. They want the physical machine that pushes out the paper that tells them your dog is going to die. Like,
Shit.
It's like, hello, they have old dogs. They're old dudes. They have old dogs. Anyway.
Old dudes do have old dogs.
Anyway, so, last year, 2018, in June, finally a fucking indictment comes down. So, she and Sonny are basically indicted on 9 counts of wire fraud.
What?
9 counts of wire fraud. Because they were getting money for this technology that doesn't work.
Okay.
And 2 counts of conspiracy to commit wire fraud.
They had some deals in the works.
Right, exactly. So, they face up to 20 years in prison. They've both pleaded not guilty.
You guys are stupid. Just go ahead and confess. Just confess.
Deny till you die. Don't you know the rules?
Pull that book of lies out of your culo.
The mob doesn't exist. Deny till you die.
That would be smart to deny it till you die, but y'all gonna go to jail.
They're gonna go to jail. They're gonna go to jail. They're gonna get bitched up in jail. And more power to you.
More power to you. But, like, honestly, this case... Do you want to go to the bathroom? We can take a break. We'll take another break. She's dying. I'm taking another break.
That's why I'm like...
Okay. We are back.
Yeah, so, yeah, they're going to jail.
They're going to fucking jail. And guess what? You should go to fucking jail for fucking with people's health and their fucking minds. Because if I think I'm fucking sick and I think I've got cancer again or my prostate's gonna, like, explode if I'm a dude... Or if I've got herpes.
What?
But guess what? That test is actually accurate. I do have herpes.
You have herpes.
Ew. I'm just saying.
It's a rash.
It's like, a rash.
It's so stigmatized, but it's just a fucking rash.
Brandy says it's a rash. But it's fucked up, and they did it intentionally and on purpose, and they knew they were lying to their investors.
And no, by the way, I don't have herpes, just for those of you who are saying that.
She does not have herpes.
It's a rash.
She doesn't have herpes.
I know people with it, and I know some...
It's okay.
I dated somebody with it.
Anyway,
however...
we don't want to know about all that.
Yeah,
anyway... she's full of fucking shit, and Sonny Balwani is full of shit, and his lawyer is an idiot too. Sorry, bro. He's like, well, Sonny Balwani didn't know that. Well, that's not like you're a
Is
great.
that what he said?
Sonny Balwani's lawyer, he was going to the grave for this guy. Like, I want you as my lawyer. Let me just say that right now. Like, he's his lawyer, so he has to defend him. He has to, like, you know, tell that it was interesting on the Dropout, the last episode. But it was pretty interesting. But it's messed up, so nothing has happened yet. There hasn't been a...
they're being indicted as we speak.
There's a current indictment going on.
They're getting their fucking case together.
And it's not pretty. And guess what? You deserve it. I'm sorry. And the grown-ass man that was laying in your bed should have told you that shit was fucked up, too.
Yeah, seriously. That's right there. There it is. Dropping jewels of knowledge on you bitches.
Boom, boom, big jewels.
Mm-hmm.
Run the jewels.
Yeah.
Anyway, so...
I swear, though, like, at one point, they had to have said, we can't keep doing this. And one of them was like, yeah, we can. Like, you know.
They're laying in bed talking to each other.
Yeah, they did a little pillow talk, like, you know, I feel bad about fucking over these people and, you know, scaring people out of their fucking wits because they might... think they have a disease. And the other one was like, well, don't worry about it, babe. You won't ever have to hear about it.
Don't worry about it,
because you're the fucking CEO and you know, that news doesn't come to you or whatever. You know, I feel like you get your head in so deep and your head is so far up your ass, you're not fucking paying attention to the effect that you have on people.
Yeah, they say CEOs are, like, usually psychopaths. Like, psychopaths are, like, the profession that psychopaths take is CEO.
Oh my God, check this out. This is a little side note, but one of our local hospitals, I'm not going to mention the name of it,
shit,
has just ousted a CEO. However, that CEO has held the CEO position at other hospitals, including one that you used to work at, Sonny.
Motherfucker.
And one that my mom currently works at.
No!
And He's been fucking chased out of hospitals because he's
He's a psycho.
he is like, dude, he took the department heads.
Do an investigative report on that motherfucker.
He took the department heads to his house. He has a house in Palm Springs. He took all the department heads to his house in Palm Springs, fed them,
orgy.
you know, no. I don't think there was an orgy, but like
Too
basically
bad.
like charmed the shit out of them.
Yeah.
So that they would back his idea for building a new hospital under the name of the hospital that I'm talking about. Basically in the same location, but instead of it wouldn't be an expansion, it would be a brand new facility. Mm-hmm. But he got booted before this actually like happened.
Damn. Can we? I think you should do a report on this fool. But that's fucking nuts. This is crazy Elizabeth Holmes of Theranos.
Yeah.
Or if you guys want to talk about it, let's call it Thanos because it's much cooler.
No, because Thanos just like killed half the population of the world.
There's another one coming out in December, no?
It's coming out in April.
April of next year?
Part 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming out this year. What?
This year?
I think it's April, or maybe it's May. It might be April or May.
I'm for it. We're obviously,
but it's going to be after Captain
if you guys
Marvel.
don't know,
April. Yeah,
Marvel nerds, I'm a Marvel nerd. I've been about it my whole life.
Yeah, Captain Marvel, and then
The Avengers.
Endgame.
Endgame.
Yeah.
Yes. Send us an email. Tell us what you want us to talk about. Is there a story you want us to cover? We will cover the shit out of it.
I want to do Richard Nixon, but we need to do
Dirty Dickie.
Frank Brito.
Frank Brito. Okay, we'll cover him too. But yeah, send us an email. Ask us some questions. What do you want to talk about? Tell us what you want to talk about. We'll talk about it. Promise. Book of Lies podcast @gmail.com. The funny thing is it's like Book O Flies.
Yeah.
Book O Flies.
Book O Flies.
Book O Flies.
Or Book of Lies.
Podcast @gmail.com or Book of Lies podcast @gmail.com. You can find us at Book of Lies Podcast on Instagram and Book of Lies Pod on Twitter. Or if you want to talk to me and Brandy individually, Brandy, what's your shits?
I am Fleeks Brandy @Fleeks Brandy on Twitter.
On Twitter, okay.
On Twitter, tweet me.
Tweet her.
Tweet me @Fleeks Brandy on Twitter.
If you want to,
and it's Brandy with an I, motherfuckers.
Brandi. If you want to talk on Twitter, you're gonna have to talk to Brandy. If you want to get that IG in, I'm all on the IG. So you can hit me up at Sunzilla on Instagram. SUNZILLAAAA.
Oh my god.
Because I'm a beast.
That's annoying as fuck.
Yeah, it is. Follow me. Anyway, so that is all we have for you today. Anything else you want to add?
Oh, Book of Lies Twitter. We have a Twitter. Yeah.
I said that. Book of Lies Pod.
Oh, yeah, okay.
The mimosa's got her.
Don't worry about that.
I am Sunny Hepburn.
Brandy Flakes.
And this is Book of Lies, the podcast.
Bye.
Bye.